Hello and welcome to Video Sales Letters. In this video training you will learn how to create video sales letters quickly and easily, the key elements to a successful video sales letter, and the tools of the trade and how to get them, and more important, how to get a lot of them for free. So why would you use a video sales letter? Well, it's a lot quicker than learning to be a copywriter. Copywriting is expensive to learn, and unless you're one of those people who's got a natural gift for it or you've been studying it for a long time, then your results aren't going to be that great. If you want to hire a copywriter, then they're expensive. A good copywriter can cost upwards of $2,000 up to $12,000, $13,000. And if you're just starting out, you probably don't have that money straight to hand. They're also faster to learn to put together. They're quite cheap to put together. In fact, you can probably put one together for nothing. And also, you control when people see the price. Now, if you've just loaded up a page and you can see a long form sales letter, if you're anything like me, you probably just read the bullets and then scan straight down till you see the price. And then you make an immediate decision on whether you want to buy it or whether you don't. If you go, ooh, that's $300, no. With a video sales letter, you can make people enjoy your message, get your point across, and also to get them to know, like, and trust you through your voice. And if you have a look at what the gurus have been doing, then they've been using video sales letters for the last few years. And on the screen you can see some of the products that have used just video sales letters, and now even clickbank products are getting in on the act. All of them have used video sales letters. The good news is that you don't need a fancy computer to do it. In fact, virtually any computer will be able to use the software. You don't need to pay a fortune for it. You can get it on free or trial. And you don't need to hire a copywriter to do it. And you can probably have it all set up and ready to go and have your first effort at a video sales letter done in just 2 hours. You certainly can't learn copywriting in 2 hours. So, how do you make a video sales letter? You create a presentation in PowerPoint. You grab your microphone. You record the presentation. You export the video, which means that you turn it into something that can be seen on the internet. You put it onto your page, and then you send some traffic and take the money. And that's definitely the best bit. So part 1, finding the software. Video sales letters use presentation software. In fact, if you've got Microsoft PowerPoint on your computer right now, then you're ready to begin. Examples of presentation software are Microsoft PowerPoint, which is part of most Microsoft Office suites. Apple iWorks, you use Keynote if you've got Apple. Or for any computer, whether you've got a Mac, whether you've got a Windows PC, or whether you're working on Linux, you can use OpenOffice. Now the great news is OpenOffice is completely free. You don't have to pay a penny for it. And the piece of software you're looking for is called Impress. Now the great thing is, if you've got a friend who's got PowerPoint or Keynote and you want them to make some of the slides for you, then you can open PowerPoint and Keynote slides in Impress. It's just as simple to use as Office. And if you've ever used Office before, then you'll be able to use Impress quite easily. The next tool we're going to need is some screen recording software. Now the industry standard of software is called Camtasia. Screen recording software records your voice as you talk over the slides. So once you've made your presentation, I'm going to refer to it now as PowerPoint, whether you're using Impress or Keynote. Once you've made your PowerPoint presentation, all you need to do then is plug your microphone in, open Camtasia and start recording. Now the great thing is you can try out Camtasia completely free for 30 days. All you need to do is go to the TechSmith website and download your free trial for Windows or for Mac. Now if you're on a Mac, you might want to use Keynote. It's quite popular. However, a lot of people do prefer Camtasia. Now I know what you're thinking at this point. I just don't like the way I sound. I don't sound fantastic. Now the great thing is, you've just got to give it a try, because By using your own voice, people can get to know you by your accent and the realism, and you can express your own emotions much easier through your own voice. Now, if you really hate it, or perhaps you just really don't want to give it a go, then you can outsource it to a voice artist. You can make the slides and send them over. But I'd say just try it. Your voice is no better or no worse than anyone else's. Now, if you do want to outsource it, probably the cheapest way to do it is to go to fiverr.com. And as you can see on the screen there, you've got people who record your broadcasts, your script for just $5. However, I don't think that you're going to want your sales letter in the style of a pirate. Well, it would certainly grab attention. So just to recap that, have your presentation software ready and make sure you're familiar with it before you start to record. Check the recording levels on your microphone. Now, I know there's going to be nothing more annoying than sitting there doing your sales letter in one take and then finding out that you hadn't set up your microphone. Just make a quick presentation of anything just to get the feel of it, and then record your presentation. You might not get it how you like it on your first go, but the more times that you do it, the more confident you'll be and more familiar you'll be with the process. In this part, we're going to talk about video sales success, how you actually craft your offer, what components you're going to need. Now, the first step is to grab your audience and introduce yourself. Hit them with the headline. On a traditional long form sales letter, the first thing you're normally going to see is that big red headline. Now, this is the video version of it. For example, if you're selling the old cliche of dog training, you're going to say like, "Hi, my name's Bob Jones, and today I'd like to tell you how I took a mongrel from an animal shelter and made it into a dog champion." Or if you're selling an SEO product, "Hi, today my name's Glenda Smith, and I'm going to tell you how I got a Google ranked website, a Google #1 ranked website in 30 days, completely by accident, using just free traffic." Now, those headlines have an element of curiosity in them. So immediately the person's going, I wouldn't mind getting a Google ranking in 31 days. I'll watch on. And in step 2, we're going to introduce the outcome. So for example, the outcome in a dog training product is going to have an obedient dog, or an SEO product is going to have a top ranked website. What the customer is going to expect by watching your presentation and using your product. And then we're going to go into what exactly is the problem. Now, then, if it's a dog training thing, do you find that your dog just won't listen to you, or it runs away as soon as you look at it? Or have you been trying for months and weeks to get a top ranked website, and no matter what you do, it just doesn't seem to go any higher? Now, that is basically the problem. And then you're going to briefly explain how you solved it. Now, I found that using such and such a method got my website to rise. Just a little bit of a teaser of how they're going to reach the outcome. And in step 3, we start to dig into the problem. We aggravate it. We really want the customer to get annoyed and go, "Yeah, I've been trying to get Fido to come to me for months, and no matter what I do, he just ignores me." Or, "I've been trying to lose weight for years and years. However, every diet I follow, I just seem to put more weight on." So we want to aggravate the problem. We want to make the customer annoyed about it. And then we want to show that you're on their side. I know exactly what it was like. For 3 months after I started on the weight loss program, I just found I kept putting weight on, and I got heavier and heavier. And we want to show that a common enemy. So if it's an internet marketing common enemy, we would say it's all to do with the gurus. The gurus aren't letting you into their secrets, or they're only showing you outdated methods. If it's a dog trainer, it could be your local dog training school just doesn't know this secret method that I was taught to by Native Americans, or something along that. And you want to put yourself into the customer's shoes. Get the customer on your side. So you make it you and the customer against the gurus, or you and the customer against the diet industry. It's their fault, that diet industry. They just want to sell you more and more diet books. So the customer's starting to get wound up about this. And in step 4, we introduce the solution. A very brief overview of what your paid solution to their problem is. So if it's a weight loss product, here's a very brief introduction to my banana product. By just eating a banana every day when you have your main meal, then you'll find that you can lose that. However, it's not that simple. Or, for example, an SEO product that's using press releases would be by sending a press release out every day, you'll instantly become #1 in Google. However, it's not that simple. There's a little bit more to it to that. So then you want to introduce your products, and if you've got them, and I do recommend having them, is show them your e-covers. Show them your product, show them how big it is, and start to introduce your features and benefits. Now, a lot of people do make the mistake is they only sell features and they don't sell benefits. So if it's an automated SEO product, just as a quick example, a feature is that it automatically signs you up for a press release site. That's a feature. However, the benefit of that means that you don't need to sit there and do it manually yourself. A feature of a dog training product might be that the feature is it will show you how to get your dog to come back to you. The benefit means that you can let Fido off the lead without the fear of him running off and never coming back. And what I like to call a WIFI. WIFI stands for what's in it for you. Now the thing is, you might have some very, very, very scientific explanation of why your new software does this and it can allow you to conquer the world. However, the customer wants to know what's in it for them. If you are selling a remote control, what's in it for you means you don't have to get up and change the channel. And now you want to start to hit them with your bonuses. For example, my dog training product, as well as getting my dog training ebook, you're also going to get my 101 yummy meals for dogs, or 101 tricks that your dog can do, or for SEO, 101 different ways to find the perfect keyword. And then we're going to move on to step 4, into step 5 even. In step 5, we do what's called price conditioning, which means to have the customer think that this product's going to be an awful lot more expensive than it is. So what you want to do is, now I've told you a little bit more about how to get your dog to come back instantly, but before I tell you how much it's going to cost, let me just tell you a couple of more bonuses. So now we want to start to stack up the value. So if your bonuses are worth, say, $97, $47, and $27, your customers already thought, well, the bonuses are worth $150, so they've got that price in their head. So when you tell them it's only going to be $27 or $47, they're going to be absolutely delighted, which is a logic-based argument and an emotional-based argument. So you really want to start to get into your customer's head and stack up the value. And more bonuses, and the better and bigger the bonuses, the lower the price. So if it's a special report that I only allowed my private SEO clients who pay me $197 every month, this is the report I gave them 1 month, that's $197. And then we move on to step 6. Step 6 is your call to action, to take action now. And that is where we're going to start to limit access and justify why it's limited. Now, to justify it, it could be a private coaching call that you're only going to include for the first 100 people. The simple reason is that that's what your call your meeting room will allow. It could be, I've only got 50 of these physical DVDs and I don't want to have any more printed. Or it could be that you're going to deliver a webinar and the webinar room's only going to allow 100 people. Or it could just simply do that it's a marketing test. Once you've sold 100 of these and you've got your feedback, you're going to raise the price to $997 because you want to get the person to go, I want that now, rather than, well, think about it. It's got to be a call to action. Then you maybe want to add a fast action bonus. So for the first 20 people who take it today, I'm going to allow you 3 months email correspondence, or I'm going to let you interview me for half an hour, or I'm going to personally answer your dog training or your SEO question, or I'm going to give you a personalized keyword research. And on step 7 is we reverse the risk, which, for example, is I'm sure that you now want to take dog training 101. However, maybe you're just thinking, is it right for me? Will it work with my dog? Your dog's a really stubborn dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you test drive it for 30 days. I'm going to let you go away now, train Fido, and if it's not for you and Fido won't come back for you, I'll happily give you a refund. So basically, the customer is then thinking to themselves, well, I'm going to get my dog training meals, I'm going to get 101 commands, and I'm going to get that. And if it doesn't work, I have to give them, I get my money back. There's no argument. You want to take all the risk away from the customer. The better the guarantee, the more sales you'll make. Some people are going to ask for refunds. That's just the way it is. But the more sales you gain, it adds up a lot better for you. And in step 8, we ask for the sale. Now, if you've done everything from step 1 to 7 and you don't ask for the sale, then not as many people are going to buy it, if anybody. So just want to say is just hit the buy button under this video right now and I'll see you on the other side. And tell them it's instant access and now. Now is the most important word. Okay, in part 4, we're going to add our player. Now, we've made our video sales letter now. We've recorded it in Camtasia. We've exported it, and now we're going to need to put it onto our web page. So we've got a few options we can look at. We can look at free video hosting, such as your video sharing sites like Vidler, Vimeo, YouTube. We could use Amazon S3 and Easy S3, Easy Video Player 2, or JW Player. Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this. However, there are advantages and disadvantages with all the services. Now, if you put it on a shared video site, the big advantage is, well, it's free, but you've got no control over your content. Now, if you put your video sales letter on YouTube, and YouTube decides that it contravenes their terms because it's a commercial thing, then they may actually take your video off, which is going to be terrible. If you've got a load of JV partners sending traffic to your video sales letter and it comes up video not available, then you've just lost all those sales. And also, you may be embedding adverts for competing products on your web page. For example, at the end of your YouTube video, it goes other things you might like, and it's another video about dog training. It might be an advert for someone else's dog training site, but they are free. Now, the next thing you can use is Easy S3. Now, the good thing about Easy S3 is it makes using Amazon S3 extremely easy. But the other thing is it does cost money. I think it's about $20 a month. And the other bits and pieces, such as putting a buy button in at the end of your video and the other ninja tricks, aren't actually free. They're other services you can buy on top of your monthly subscription to Easy S3. And Amazon will also charge you for using their S3 service. It's not an awful lot of money for the storage, but it all adds up. The next one you can use is Easy Video Player 2. Easy Video Player 2, the great thing about that is it does come with really easy videos to follow. It will need setting up on your server. It will need to be FTP'd, transferred onto your server, but it is very, very easy to follow. And it does have some great features, like you can make your own video sales letter page. You can have a hidden buy button all included. You can use it to collect opt-ins, but it does have an initial upfront cost, which I think is about $129, but it is an excellent piece of software if you're going to be using a lot of video. And the last service I'm going to make is mention is JW Player. Now JW Player is completely free open source software. It's got great controls on it, such as it will autoplay your videos, it'll hide the controls so people aren't skipping back and forth to find out the price. But it does need a little bit of setting up. But if you're on a tight budget and you can follow the instructions, then JW Player is definitely worth it. And now we're going to look at taking it a bit further with what I like to call black ops training. We're going to look at using the rules of influence. We're going to look at a bit of cold reading and some on-page factors to help your conversions. Now, I can't take credit for this. This is down to a guy called Professor Robert Cialdini, or Caldini, depends on how you want to pronounce it. And many years ago, he crafted what I call the 6 rules of influence. I do recommend buying his book. It's an excellent light read. It's even slightly amusing. But after reading it, you'll look at a sales letter and go, so that's why I bought that product. Now, basically, Robert Cialdini says that there are 6 rules that you can use to influence people. If you can start to put these into your video sales letters, then you'll find that your conversions will go absolutely through the roof. The first rule of influence is reciprocity. Reciprocity is basically if someone does something nice for you, then you want to do something nice for them. The classic example is if somebody buys you a beer in a bar, you feel obliged to buy them a beer back. Or if somebody sends you a Christmas card, you automatically feel obliged to give them one back. So if someone sends you a lot of free content, then you feel obliged to buy their product. Reciprocity is a good thing to have. So if you're giving away a couple of good secrets and some nice free content, then people will want more to buy your product, as in you've done something nice for them. The second rule of influence is commitment and consistency. The more people say yes, the more they want to say yes. For example, the more you can qualify your customer, as in, do you find that Fido's chewing your bed? Do you find that he's going to the toilet in your house? Do you find that he's running away? The more they say yes, the more they are more likely to carry on saying yes and be consistent. The third rule of influence is authority. If you can be seen as an authority or an expert on something, then people are more likely to believe you. That's why you do get a lot of fake doctor this and doctor that, as people regard a doctor as someone in authority. And that's why the gurus sell a lot of products, because they are regarded as an authority source. Well, they're regarded as a guru. So if such and such a guru says that we should all be using social media, then everyone will go, well, he's a guru, he's an expert, he's an authority. So if you can become an authority or show your authority during your video, you will sell more products. And the fourth rule of influence, which is so often used in internet marketing, is social proof. A classic example of that is take a look at my AdSense account, or take a look at my ClickBank shot or my PayPal shot, and here are some testimonials. That is social proof. That proves socially that this system works. And the fifth rule of influence is liking. Now, the great thing about using video rather than a long form sales letter is you can convey liking and likableness in your videos. The more enthusiastic, the more excited you sound about it, the more people will like you. If you have a good sense of humor, you can put a little bit of humor into that and people will like you and they'll buy more of your products. And the sixth rule of influence, and probably after social proof, the second most overused one in internet marketing, is scarcity. Which is basically there's only 10 of these bonuses left, and as soon as I've sold those, I'm going to close the doors forever. That's basic scarcity. Now, cold reading and the Barnum effect, or also known as the Fourier effect, is getting yourself into the head of the customer by using a generalized statements. So if it's a make money online product, generalized statement is, you're the kind of person who finds themselves just trying scheme after scheme, jumping from one thing to the other to make a Barnum statement, a generalized statement that can basically apply to anybody in the niche you're in. So if you're in the weight loss niche, your Barnum statement would be, you're trying fad diet after fad diet, you've tried Atkins, you've tried calorie counting, and nothing seems to work, does it? And then it's as if you've read the mind. I'd advise you to have a look more on the internet for cold reading and the Barnum effect and use that more in your sales messages. Now, the other thing you can do is to hypnotize your audience. And I don't actually mean saying the word sleep to them and then falling asleep on the keyboard. What I actually mean is to hypnotize your audience through the medium of storytelling. Now, if someone's telling you a story, then you switch off to the underlying sales message. Your conscious goes into a different mode and starts to interpret the messages differently. So if you look at a lot of video sales letters, you'll find that during the video, the person selling it will start to tell a story about when they were broke, when they lost their house. I know a guru did that last year. And then the story goes to a happy ending, which relates to the product as you paint those pictures. So if you can get a story or a backstory and some character development into your video sales letter, you'll find that the audience, going back to the rule of influence there of liking, will start to like you more, they'll start to relate to you more. And as you tell them a story, they'll switch off from the going, what am I being sold now, to start to listen more to the narrative. And if the narrative's got a meaning, people have been using stories with meanings and such as Aesop's fables for millions of years because it's a very, very powerful way of of conveying your message. And the final thing you should do is if someone really isn't interested in your video sales message and they click, is just put an exit pop on your sales page. Now, I wouldn't recommend with your exit pop send them to a different sales letter. Send them to an opt-in page. And you can send them to an affiliate offer, but the conversions will be extremely low. Send them to your opt-in page and sell to them later. They may, or if you have a split test as you've got the same sales letter in a different format, send them an email and send them to that, because the way that message is presented might appeal to them more. But I'd send them to an opt-in page, whether it's for yourself or for an affiliate, rather to recycle the traffic. The other thing to consider for your video sales letters is the hidden buy button and the player controls. Personally, I'm a big fan of not putting any controls on there, simply due to the fact that people will cycle through and go, how much is it, how much is it, how much is it, how much is it, oh, it's that, no. And that's why you'd timing your hidden buy button, because even though I've seen and produced many video sales letters, if there's no buy button there, I will watch the video because I want to know how much it is. Because if I go straight to a video sales page where there's a buy button, I'll press it, go, no, too much, or no. Or if there's no video, if there's no hidden buy button, if there is a hidden buy button, I will watch it up to when the player appears. Video hidden buy button scripts are quite freely available on the internet. If you type into Google hidden buy button, you can find a hidden buy button script, which are quite easy to confirm. Or if you're using Easy Video Player, then it's automatically built in. You just have to type in when you want the hidden buy button to appear. And the final thought is, for when it's gone, it's gone. So if your video sales page, this offer closes on May the 1st, close it on May the 1st, and then put an opt-in form going, all the places are gone, however, it may reopen. Because if that person's clicked on a banner or an advert and gone through to your video sales letter and it's gone, they'll want it even more. All I can say now is good luck, and here's to your success. Thank you for watching.